You know what time it is. Episode 3 of the KBA. Last episode, we saw the Clippers end up sweeping the Celtics. Celtics have been swept 3 years in a row in the finals, and they can't get any luck. We're going into the off season of the 1986 season. Player retirements. Now, this is a big one. Lakers just lost in the second round. Kareem's retiring. He's an 88 overall. He's going to drop more. So, what I say, no. Bob Lanier, I think we already had. Bob Lanier will retire. Nate Archibald, he's a very low overall. Fred Brown, he's got one more year. I'm going to say no. Excuse me. All these guys, they can go. Staff retirements, sure. Hall of Fame inductees, none. Jersey retirements. Nate Archibald gets retired with Sacramento. Bob Lanier with Detroit, and Paul Westphal with the Suns. Historic changes. The uniform of the Bucks and the uniform of the Warriors. Nothing big this year. No meetings getting accepted. And then let's see the draft lottery. In case you need a reminder, this is not the greatest draft class of all time for sure, but there are some players. I guess Brad Daugherty would be probably number one, sort of. Although they've got a few different people being number one, so who knows? We can go through this. The 7th overall pick goes to Cleveland. The 6th overall pick to Golden State. The New York Knicks pick 2nd, and that means the Spurs from the Seattle Supersonics trade get the 1st overall pick. They get 1st and 3rd. That, so far in the KBA, is probably the worst trade so far because they ended up being really bad and they gave away the 1st overall pick. Watch the first 3 or 5 picks of the NBA draft, put it on automatic, and we just sit back and watch. So San Antonio takes Mark Price, even though they have point guards. The New York Knicks select Dennis, so Dennis Rodman and Patrick Ewing will be together. San Antonio, if they take where's Brad Daugherty going? To Sacramento. I don't know who they picked in the past. I would have to refresh myself. And then Ron Harper goes 5th. Brad Daugherty and Chuck Person were kind of the overwhelming favorites here, but Brad Daugherty's only 20, so he probably should have been number 1. But it's all right. Rookie signing we don't need. We could go right to free agency. See who's a free agent. Clyde Drexler is an unrestricted free agent. Terry Cummings is an unrestricted free agent. These guys got offers. Uh-oh. Trailblazers, what's going on? He's not restricted. He can go anywhere. And they're giving him the best offer. But it looks like he might have his mind set on Dallas. Terry Cummings, no offers. Adrian Dantley has an offer from the Bullets. Where did he play before? Utah didn't even give him a contract. Buck Williams got some offers by the Nuggets. All right. So he was probably switching teams. We're seeing a lot of team switches. Let's go to the first real day of free agency, or the second day. That's fine. And let's see. How do you see the how do you see who? Oh, right here, signed. Okay, so Clyde did go back to the Trailblazers. Adrian Dantley is going with Michael Jordan. Terry Cummings stays with the Clippers. Dennis Johnson stays with the Celtics. Daryl Griffith, I think he was Utah before. He's going to Sacramento. But Utah kind of replaces him with a similar caliber player. Clark Kellogg goes to the Bulls, which is where he was last year. Doc Rivers stays. So that was a good free agency. Dan Issel, was he oh, he was Denver. I'm thinking of right here. Okay. Okay. Nice. Bill Walton gets a nice 4-year contract at 33 years old. We still got Buck Williams. We still got like Norm Nixon's got a couple offers. We will check out the league. And I will show you any notable switches. So the Sacramento Kings are on the up and up, man. They got a bunch of overall jumps from their top 4 players. Chris Mullin, yep, he was a rookie last year. Yep, he had a really good season. Thompson is a young guy. Daryl Griffith is kind of the vet over here. I think Kevin Willis was a good player too. He was drafted 2 years ago. This is going to be a good team too. Bernard King's 29, Patrick Ewing's on the up and up. And then like I said, they drafted Dennis Rodman. He is going to be coming off the bench because they have Michael Cage, who they also drafted 2 years ago. I mean, look at these stats. D mid-range, C inside, D3, but A defense, B plus defense, A rebounding. That's why you drafted him. So yeah, this team is going to be very good eventually. LA is just drafting right, I guess. I mean, yeah, Kareem was going to go down. This is probably his last season unless he lives out this contract. But like right here, Lamont Solomon up 6. James Worthy is 93. I mean, this team not going anywhere anytime soon. Indiana's getting to a point where they might be big time at some point because John Stockton is a 91 overall, while Joe Dumars is an 84 overall. They still got Herb Williams, Kenny Carr, Stepanovich. They got Ed Pickney. So this team, they might one more year in the lottery and they get a top whatever pick, they get a real player. This team's going to be scary. This is what the Bullets look like with Michael Jordan, who's now a 94 overall. Adrian Dantley, their new signee. They still got Jeff Malone coming off the bench. Excuse me. Rick Mahorn, and then Michael Adams developing into a real player here. Hakeem 92 overall. His team is not as good as Michael Jordan's. So this might be another year where they kind of are towards the bottom to hopefully get him a running mate. Cleveland's not great. Celtics, it looks like they're starting their decline, while Spud Webb is getting better. But Bird down 1, Parrish down 1. You know, nothing really too big for them except for the bottom of their bench. Terry Cummings, we saw Dominique Wilkins, and we're back towards the back at the start. So we are going to simulate into our next season. 1987 draft. Let's see who people are fighting for this year. Okay, we got some big time players. 2 of the better players of their positions, Scottie Pippen and David Robinson. Some legends. You still got Kevin Johnson, who was an assist maestro. We got Kenny the Jet Smith over here. We got Reggie Lewis, who obviously didn't have a very long career, but great player. Mark Jackson. We even got another short demon here with Muggsy Bogues, 5'3", Horace Grant. We got some more players. We're slowly filling out this NBA with players. You know the drill. I will see you at the All-Star break. I stopped simulation because I got a very interesting trade. I'm going to show you, but I think I'm going to decline it. This might be the first like big trade that I really do decline. Dennis Rodman. The Knicks are trying to get rid of Dennis Rodman for a first top 3 protected from the Warriors. As we know, Michael Cage is a New York Knicks, so he is also a power forward over there. But if I look at Golden State, they have a 4 and a 5 already. They got Chase Timmerman, who's an 89 overall, and I don't think that this is a smart trade for them to make. So I am going to decline, and Dennis Rodman will stay a New York Knick. We got a week until the trade deadline. Sure. And let's take a look at some standings. So LA still killing the game, of course. Dallas close behind, Portland third. Or sorry, Portland is close behind. Dallas, but is second. Excuse me. Karl Malone, man, great season. Probably going to win Most Improved Player. If I had to guess based on those numbers. Look who's at the top. The Celtics are falling a little. I wonder if they've had some injuries, although they're only one game back. But the Bullets are the 1 seed. Yeah, Mike. 28, 7, and 6, 2 steals, a block and a half. Super, even more efficient than he's been. Adrian Dantley's at 23. Yeah, this is a good team. And then at the bottom we see New Jersey, who they re-signed Buck Williams. They got Daryl Dawkins down here, but not a very good team. I see why they are where they are. But honestly, I was looking, and I don't really think that there's too many teams that make trades. I mean, Patrick Ewing is hurt for the Knicks. They got Dennis. Bernard King, I think, can stay here because I think this team next year will be good. Chicago's a young team where we're not giving away Hakeem, obviously. And then you go out west. I mean, young team, Karl Malone's team. This team didn't live up to expectations. I think they have their pick this season, so that would be interesting. But I mean, it's a good team. You look at overall, they got 82 Detlef Schrempf off the bench. They have 78 Fred Brown. This is a good team, but they just can't get anything. This team, maybe next season we look towards a Ralph Sampson trade if they do not get a running mate for him this year. Unless someone's injured that I'm not remembering. They have a couple players injured. They got Charles Oakley. Maybe that's a next year thing, but that's really the only. That's really all that I think there is. So we're gonna go right by it. We did a couple small trades, nothing too big. Let's see some all-star participants. John Stockton, I believe this is his first. Reggie Diaz, Bernard King, and Adrian Dantley are down here. West Magic still at the top. Karl Malone making an all-star appearance. Gus Williams, Purvis Short, and Jeff Ruland are down here. I guess we can see the dunk contest. It's pretty similar to last year. This might be actually the same 4. I know these 3 were in it, but I don't remember if Jared Holland was here. 3-point contest. Warriors, look at that. Curry before Curry. Rookies, I mean, you know who the rookies are. I will see you at the end of the season. And our award winners, Magic Johnson, MVP again. Magic Johnson is looking like he might be the GOAT of current NBA. How the NBA stands. Mark Price, 17 and 9 as a rookie. That's very good. I mean, he was a good 3-point shooter. He's 23 for 70. Hot Rod Williams off the bench. I think he won this last year, if I remember correctly. 2-time 6 man of the year, but he's only been in the league twice, and he has won it both times. Hakeem, we knew this was going to happen. That happened last year as well. Most improved player. I'm surprised this didn't go to like a Karl Malone, although this is pretty improved. This is actually pretty good. Kind of just got more minutes, but that was good. And Coach of the Year, 63 wins. Our all NBA teams. Karl Malone. Numbers fell a little, but I mean, still, it's pretty good. Um, Larry's still up here, and Magic is still up here. We got Mike is back at first team, 28 points, and then Akeem. I believe this is his first All NBA team. Moses Malone's still up here doing his thing. You guys know he has been a dog in this simulation. Um, John Stockton, 15 and 11. Isaiah is here still doing his thing. I wonder if we're going to get a little bit of a Pistons era when, as the Lakers and Celtics slowly start to fall out. But here are the defensive teams. Okay, Patrick Ewing. What was his sophomore season? Pretty good. Similar numbers. Scored a little bit more. Let's see some of our rookies. Brad Daugherty. Is this off the bench? Probably, yes. Looked pretty good. Kenny Walker, 14 off the bench. Chuck Person, man, everyone was a good rebounder in this time, I will say. Ron Harper, obviously his son is in the 2025 draft, Dylan Harper, but Arvydas Sabonis is here. We've got Del Curry even down here, 41% from three. I want to see how many. Okay, so still 20 for 48. I wonder if we will see a shift of like 3-point evolution, or if I will have to do that myself, or maybe we just won't, and that'll be how the KBA, nobody really will develop it. Nothing too surprising. I'm kind of surprised Houston made the playoffs, but again, you got to remember you can be 32 and 50 and make the playoffs because there's only 11 teams. Boston, Chicago's here. Akeem's doing his thing. Michael Jordan's a 3 seed, so we're seeing a little bit of a new era where we got Akeem and MJ over here being solidified in the playoffs. Isaiah still doing his thing because he's still only 25. Clyde Drexler over here, the 3 seed. And as more people come in, we will become more, again, familiar with the league. Let's get through this first round. No too big. I mean, Philly beat Michael Jordan, but that's an experienced team versus a relatively young team, so not too surprising. This, I will say, is very surprising, though. Although Joe Dumars did not have a great playoffs at all, actually. John Stockton did, though. 19-14. Is he just 3 for 4? 6 for 8 from 3. Okay. And the Pacers advance. Okay. Chicago versus Boston. Sacramento versus LA, and Portland versus Dallas. Let's get through this next season, or next round, excuse me. Ooh, the Bulls took the Celtics 7. Portland, we're seeing old versus young, and then we're seeing old versus old over here. But okay, 3-2, 4-2. We're getting the matchups back. It wasn't as dominant of a run for these teams to get here, but I mean, the Lakers just look so good. But maybe Celtics can finally get their lick back. They steal game 1. This is the first finals game the Celtics have won in 4 years. Because Kevin McHale and Larry Bird almost both went for 40. This had to have been this was a double or triple overtime game. I mean, Larry played 48 minutes. 45, 47. This was a long game. That's not just one overtime. Okay, Lakers. James Worthy did his thing. We got game 2 for the Lakers and Celtics. Game 4, tied up. Game 5 is a big game. I think we've got to simulate from here on out. We've got a simcast. Again, we haven't been able to jump in a game, and these teams are getting old, so we might not be able to see them if we can't get them this year. It's close. Let me make sure I get to about 2 minutes left, and we are going to jump in and watch some Larry Bird versus Magic Johnson. All right, we're here. I believe the Lakers are up 3 points currently. This is the story of the game. 23 for Kareem doing his thing. Any foul outs? Yes, James Worthy is fouled out in 18 minutes. That might be a reason why they lose this game. Larry and Parrish doing their thing, of course. Any foul outs here? No. I will say, you guys need to be ready. This is 1987, so this is what we're watching. This is what we're watching, man. Gerald Henderson with the ball.
We've got 148 left in the game.
Dennis Johnson with the ball. Let me. All right, and we're back. Larry's got the ball screened by Parrish. That's too easy for Larry, man. You cannot leave him open. And excuse me, Boston was the team that was up. This is what's going on. I guess I can make this full screen because the scoreboard's in the other corner. Magic is getting locked up by, is that Gerald Henderson? He still gets it to go, though. Man. Parrish, this is the center matchup for real. Parrish versus Abdul-Jabbar. Got some screens being set. Look at the spacing, man. It literally looks like they're running the zone here because of how the spacing looks. Larry with the 3. Okay. It was off. Solomon is very tired. 45 seconds left. 14 on the shot clock. Get it to Magic in the paint. Parrish doing his thing. He's taking after the baby skyhook. All right. Boston just find a good shot, and this game might be as good as theirs, and they might be taking a 3-2 lead over the Los Angeles Lakers. 10 on the shot clock. They get it to Larry in the low post. He throws up a shot. That's not what they needed whatsoever. Man, that was a bad shot. All right, we're back. 19 seconds left. Shot clock has turned off, and the Lakers have the ball. Who's Solomon going to get it into? To Byron Scott, who takes a quick shot. Okay. They're going to go for the foul game. He missed the first one. It's only a 2-point game. The Lakers are still in this. We're getting a timeout from the Lakers here. They're going to get probably the last shot unless they go quick again. But they don't need to. They can look for a good shot. They're only down 2. A made basket. The worst thing that could happen is overtime. I mean, obviously, worst thing is you miss. But let's see what we got going on. Solomon's got the ball into Magic, who gives it up to Byron Scott. Byron Scott's their go-to guy here. I guess they don't have James Worthy. Or are they just going to throw it to the post for Magic? Okay. That's a mismatch. A turnaround. Not a great shot. And the Boston Celtics go up 3-2 in the NBA Finals. This is not great, James Worthy. That is most likely why you lost. The Lakers lost the game, but 3-2. We can simcast again. This is game 6 of the finals. We'll simcast both. If the series doesn't end here, then we will simcast game 7 again. But it looks like we might have another jump in 5-point game, though. We got to see what the Celtics can do. Larry with almost a 30-point triple-double. Mikhail with 20. On the other side, we got James Worthy is having his bounce-back game for sure. Almost 30 and 20. 4 steals, 4 blocks. He's 2 assists, a steal, and a block away from a 5x5 in the NBA Finals. Do we have any foul outs? Michael Cooper is fouled out. And on the Celtics side, no, but Robert Parrish is close. So let's see. Get the good camera here. Danny Ainge is in. Okay. They give it to Parrish. Got the old man Kareem on him. Old man versus old man. Kareem played good defense. Celtics got to get a stop. They are down 5. Jamal Wilkes to James Worthy. Back to Byron Scott. Nope, but James Worthy gets his 20th rebound. Not a great not great. You gotta hope he misses. First one is down. Second one down. If you don't score here, I'm calling it. If you don't score here, I am calling it. Larry off the screen. Foul, no bucket. Okay. And it was an offensive foul. Yeah. Yeah. I think we can simcast this one for sure. All right. We are going to a game 7. Um Most interesting finals we've had. Every finals before this has been a sweep. So I don't want to hear the people saying, "Oh, just because the Celtics might win, that he's now simcasting the finals." I would have simcasted last year if it was a close series, but we've had sweeps in the other 3 finals before this. It's close going into the fourth. Going into the fourth, the Celtics are up 4. We've got looks like it might be a little too far out of reach for LA. We're not jumping in. The Boston Celtics are NBA champions, and Robert Parrish very well could be MVP, but Larry Bird did have a triple double. It goes to Larry Bird in that last game. All right, there's our 1987 season done. That was obviously one of the greatest Laker teams of all time in real life that won, but not this year. Bob McAdoo, yeah. Julius Irving. You've still got some years on your contract. I'm gonna say no. Dan Issel, same for you. You guys are old, but you guys are going to be ahead of your time playing all these years. Every 5 years, so like at the 1990 season, we will check NBA records to see if anyone is, all-time scoring, all-time assists, whatever, or points in a game. And then in 1995 we'll check again, 2000 we'll check again. So if anyone is asking about those, because we have a lot of things to check and I don't want to have all these things that we're checking every year. So around every 5 years or so we will look at the NBA records. Rule change. Top 3 picks are done via random weighted draw, and the remaining lottery picks are determined by team record. All right, so this is where we get the the higher odds for the top 3 picks, and we got a bunch of branding. Washington, Chicago, Cleveland, and New York. League meeting should just be that one thing. Yep, it is. Draft lottery. Remember, this is the David Robinson and Scottie Pippen draft. So this is a big draft, and we are going to watch the lottery. Some unlucky falls, man. Cleveland, Supersonics, and Suns all get a relatively low pick. The only thing I know is that the Brooklyn Nets are in the top 3, and they need it. San Antonio gets the 3rd pick, so it's up to the Nuggets and the Nets. The Nuggets get the 1st overall pick. That is big time. That is big time for them. NBA draft, let's watch. An automatic. Again, I am not. David Robinson is a Denver Nugget. New Jersey Nets, Scottie Pippen makes sense. Again, we'll watch the top 5 picks, see if anything crazy happens, and then we will simulate the rest. Kevin Johnson, the Spurs take a point guard in back-to-back years. Reggie Lewis goes to Cleveland. Okay, they get them a bucket for sure. And then Horace Grant is a supersonic. Let's simulate the rest. Those are our 5 picks. We've got Olden Polynice. I don't know how to say that. Dennis Hobson, Reggie Williams. Kenny the Jet Smith is a Golden State Warrior. Who else we've got? Mark Jackson is a King. Muggsy Bogues is a Piston. All right. Let's go right to free agency. We've got some good players. Got some good players. Some older. This is a older free agency class for sure. Um, so we're gonna just go right to player progression, and I will show you any big time changes. The Lakers, man, they have resetted their timeline. They still got Jamal Wilkes, they still got Kareem, but they're getting way worse. But they got this Solomon guy who we saw in the finals play pretty good. Byron Scott's an 88. James Worthy is still a 94, and obviously the head of the snake in Magic Johnson. Another team that has kind of reset their timeline. Daryl Dawkins, you're getting worse. You better watch out. We got our Vita Sabonis down here, who jumped up 5 and is ready. The top 2 players getting much better, or 24 years old. Okay, so Buck Williams is a Piston, and you know who I don't see, Bill Laimbeer, is not on the Pistons. So maybe a swap, maybe a whatever. I didn't see any trades, but maybe I missed it. Charles Oakley's getting better. Ralph Sampson, Charles Oakley, good duo. They need some guard play, for sure. They need some more scoring. Um, this team keeps drafting point guards, but they are on the up and up. This is probably the youngest team in the league, if I had to guess. It's going to be a good team at some point, but um, we know how that goes. Karl Malone, year 3. This team is not very good. George Gervin stayed with the Sonics. This team doesn't look great, of course. Michael Thompson is here. Clyde Drexler, he's getting up there. One of the best players in the league. This is the team that tried to trade for Dennis Rodman. This is why I kind of didn't, because again, they got this young guy up here, and Dennis Rodman would have just been a bench warrior his whole life. And you're like, ooh, start him at the small forward or start him at the center. But they got these guys who are pretty solid. And even at the 2, they got Jeff Malone. But that's new. He was backing up Michael Jordan last year. Del Curry's up there. Philly, again, slowly going to probably be falling out the playoffs soon and hitting their rebuild phase. This team hasn't done anything. Michael Jordan, 96 overall. He still's got Adrian Dantley right beside him. His point guard and Michael Adams is getting better, but they need some big play for sure. Keem, 95 overall. They got Drazen Petrovic. We must have missed that last year. Drazen didn't shoot no threes. Took 4, but he missed them all. Okay. All right. Reggie Theus. This team not great. This team, again, getting old. Their guys are starting to fizzle out a little here. They probably only got a couple years left. This team probably is going the wrong direction. This team's fine. And then we are Chris Mullen and Brad Daugherty. Good little duo there. We got Jake Richard. I was like, Jason Richardson, what are we doing? But nope. Patrick Ewing. Did Dennis Rodman get better? He didn't. Okay. Maybe that's why they were trying to move him. If it happens again, maybe I'll be a little more open-minded. But we are back to where we started. We are going to simulate our next season, 1988 draft class. So let's see who people are playing for. Danny Manning, Mitch Richmond, Rick Smits, Hersey Hawkins. No, I would say like top of the top talent. Of course, some good players and like these guys, but no like a really all-time great for sure. Yeah, we are gonna simulate to the trade deadline, and I will be back. We are at the end of the season. There was nothing too crazy again or for the trade deadline. I think the Celtics acquired Mark Eaton for Nate McMillan, or McMillan, however you say his name. That was the biggest trade we got. No real crazy all-stars. Magic, that 3-point percentage, man. Another MVP. He's won every year so far, right? That's got to be 5. Yeah, 5-time MVPs, won every year of the simulation so far. David Robinson, Rookie of the Year. great numbers. Allen Dixon, the 6th player of the year. Defensive player of the year again. Scott Skiles is most improved. Dropping those assists, man. That's what he does. And then the Lakers are still elite, of course. No real surprises here. We've got, I think this was how the team looked last year. Yeah, I mean, it's similar for sure. Defensive teams. We can look at some of our rookies. Kevin Johnson, pretty good season. Scottie Pippen, one of the most versatile defenders we've ever seen. Reggie Lewis had 13 on per 36. Kenny Smith, 6 assists. Let's see our playoffs. We've got Michael Jordan's team, not that great this year. The Bulls, though, Akeem's doing his thing. Nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. Looks pretty similar to last year, but let's simulate a little bit. The Pacers out, Hawks out. Michael Jordan out. Nothing too crazy. We got 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 6, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 5. Akeem has made his first conference final. We'll see how this goes. Utah has been eliminated, and the Bulls took the Celtics to 7 and lost in a little bit of a blowout, but Akeem did his thing for sure. And we've got the matchup is back. We've got Lakers. This is where the Lakers. This is where Billy and Beer went. Okay, interesting. And then the Celtics look the same. I would assume Lakers get this one. Yeah, okay. I was gonna say Magic averaged 28, 8, and 14. I know you can't see that. Just trust. We'll do one more season in this episode. I already told Dennis he can't retire. Everyone else here, not a strong retirement class for sure. Got a bunch of coaches calling it historic changes. So the Miami Heat and the Charlotte Hornets are getting expanded to expansion. We got expansion for the first time, and that's a big deal. Change the number of officials to 3, okay, and then the Golden State Warriors logo. So that's next year, I believe, that the 2 new teams. So next for off season league realignment. So Miami is in the Midwest. Hey, Miami's in the Midwest. I don't want to hear anything about it. Draft lottery. We're going to just skip through it. So Seattle does get the first pick in a draft that didn't really have a generational talent. Spurs still number 2. I swear if the Spurs take another point guard, we're going to have issues. Expansion is actually this year. So let's we're going to go to that, of course. I actually don't want to be spoiled. I want to just jump right towards this. I have to make sure I have control of them, though, so give me a second. All right, and we are at the expansion draft. Again, I have no clue who's been kept and whatnot. I have many players. I think it might be 8 players. I don't know in today's NBA, though, but okay, Johnny Davis, first pick. Dennis Rodman. So the Knicks let go of Dennis Rodman. Spud Webb, the Celtics let go of Spud Webb. Yeah, okay. Sometimes in current 2K you see some crazy protections. Nothing too crazy other than I guess. Although for Dennis Rodman to be in his, I think this is his 2nd year, maybe his 3rd year, and he's 27. That's kind of ridiculous. They got a nice little front court here for sure. NBA draft. Let's see. You know how it goes. We watch the first 5 picks. Seattle takes Mitch Richmond, who was a bucket. The Supersonics, the Spurs. Okay, they finally don't take a point guard. Dan. Oh yeah, Dan. He was a good player. I don't know how to say his name though. Hersey Hawkins. Okay, is a Miami Heat first draft pick by the expansion teams. Charles Smith. All right. Let's sim to end here. Rick Smits went to the Nets. All right. Tim Perry, Ron Seekley, Rod Strickland, John Starks. We got Michael Williams, Willie Anderson, Harvey Grant. Look at what team Steve Kerr got drafted to. Coincidence? I think not. But let's check out free agency. We've got Michael Jordan. We've got Hakeem. We've got John Stockton. All restricted, of course. I bet people are trying to offer them away. Hey, they're trying. You can't knock them for trying. The Bulls are trying to. Oh, the Rockets are trying to get Hakeem. I kind of looked over that because I forget he just plays for a different red team. But are the Bulls about to let Hakeem go to maybe get John Stockton? That would be crazy. Isaiah probably going back to Detroit. Ralph Sampson, free agent. Wonder where he goes. Probably looking to see it, make sure all his peers get re-signed and maybe goes team up with a Michael Jordan or a John Stockton. Or maybe even an Hakeem like they never got to do. Let's go to player progression, and I will show you the and we can take a look around the league. Nothing really there. Michael Jordan is still a bullet. Quinn Harper, back up. Hakeem has stayed. Winston Garland, Darius Garland's pops, is here. He's getting better. This team's still not great, of course. This team's going bad. This might be the downfall of the Boston Celtics. They still got Larry Bird, so they still got a chance, of course, but it's not looking too great. The Jazz, good team, but again, they haven't really been able to do much. Kings, Chris Mullin, we haven't checked up on him since his rookie season. He's still a good player. How many threes is he shooting? 44 for 108. Might be the best three-point shooter of all time as of right now. Mark Jackson got better, of course. Patrick Ewing is looking amazing, 25 and 11 almost. This team just getting bad, man. This is probably Kareem's last year. Jamal Wilkes is here, but doesn't matter too much because they did lose Bill Laimbeer. So Bill Laimbeer must have been a 1-year deal, couldn't get the money he wanted, so the Lakers just picked him up. But he is not here, so center play is going to be rough for the Lakers. So we'll see if that really affects them in the long run. We've got the New Jersey Nets are fine. Pippen and Porter, Sabonis, not bad trio there. David Robinson, John Stockton still a good player. Joe Dumars is hurt. He has might be a step back here for the Pacers. Might go back to the lottery, get a pick if Joe Dumars is out for the season. This team, it still looks good. They just let what's his name go, Bill Laimbeer go. They got Muggsy. What did Muggsy do? Per 36, about 9 and 8, but real time 4 and 4. I hope he gets some real burn in the league, of course. Ralph Sampson is back, so he's not going anywhere. He just signed a new deal. He's staying here, and he's gonna play the long run. Spurs are getting good, man. Spurs are getting good. They got probably the best depth in the league. Karl Malone's still here doing his thing. Della Shrimp. Clyde Drexler getting worse at 26. Okay. Warriors look good. The Heat, they did pretty good, man. They did good in free agency. If this is what their team looks like in their first year, they must have went crazy. Is this the team that has Dennis on it, or they let Dennis go? They let Dennis Rodman go. Okay. Spud Webb is a Hornet. This team looks good too. They just had money, so they were able to sign people. The Sixers aren't good, and we are back to where we started off. We got one more season, one more playoffs in this episode, and then we will open up the 90s era when we next episode. We can go to obviously right here, and I will be back when we are there. It is confirmed Magic Johnson is the greatest player of all time as of right now. That is his 6th MVP in a row. He's just running the board. Mitch Richmond, Rookie of the Year. So this guy won sixth Man of the Year last year. Akeem, Defensive Player. Gerald Wilkins, Most Improved. I don't know. This probably could have went to someone different. Less minutes, and he played a little bit better. We'll see. The Bulls Coach of the Year. Okay. We're entering a new era. Mark Price, All-NBA First Team, averaging 21 and 10. Chris Mullin, All-NBA First Team, being out some guys like Larry and Mike. The other 3 are the same. No Larry at all. Michael Jordan had a setback of a year. He played a lot of games. He played 78 games, so just probably his worst year of his season. David Robinson looking good. Mark Aguirre's good. All NBA the All NBA third team is here now. Okay. All right. So Larry Bird is here. Isaiah's here. Clyde's here. What did these guys do to that where they are not fighting for even second team anymore? They're still good. Just players are getting better. League's getting better. Makes sense. Look at some of our other rookies. Danny Manning, Rick Smith. Yeah, this was a pretty easy Rookie of the Year for Mitch Richmond. All right. So Portland is the number 1 team. The Lakers are the 3rd seed, and the Celtics are the 2nd seed. We've got some new guys at the top. Clyde Drexler, Sleepy Floyd is enough to get them the 1 seed. Let's see if they can back it up with some success. Lakers are down 2-1. I don't know if you can see that. So are the Portland Trailblazers. Lakers are down 3-1. Clippers eliminated. Bucks eliminated. Trailblazers eliminated in the first round. The Lakers eliminated. So we are going to have a new champion. We've got the 8-seeded Dallas Mavericks, who they're a good team for sure. Their top 3 are nice, but they don't got the big man play whatsoever in a era that is big man oriented. So let's get to the next round. We'll see. So Spurs out, Pistons out, Pacers out, and Mavericks are out. Mavericks almost did it again. They lost by 5 in Game 7. We got some new faces over here. Karl Malone going to make his first final, or will Chris Mullin make his first final with Brad Daugherty? Karl Malone must be averaging like 60 or something. Like, he has got to be going crazy. He's really not. 20 from Skiles. Okay, I forgot Scott Skiles was here. That's a perfect guy to put next to Karl Malone. Man, he got his John Stockton in another world. Phoenix gets eliminated. Ooh, the Bulls eliminated. This is our NBA Finals. They lost Dennis Johnson. Let's see how this goes. I'm going to take it slow because this isn't as wide open as it seems. Celtics, Kings. Uh-oh. Simulate with Simcast. Are the Kings going to be able to take it home in game 6, or will the Celtics be able to take a game 7? Celtics force game 7. Behind Jerome Kersey is coming off the bench for the Celtics. Did they trade? They must have traded Dennis Johnson then. I don't know why I thought he left in free agency. Let's see. Celtics are running away with it. Celtics have run away with it behind a Kevin McHale 27-11 game. Larry Bird had a stinker. He fouled out in 28 minutes. Robert Parrish had a stinker as well. He still wins Finals MVP, 19-9-7. So, still is Finals MVP. And that's where we are going to leave off this episode. This is going to be the 1989-1990 season, where we will check all-time records. We will check, things like that. And we will be back officially entering the 1990s. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, comment any suggestions you have below, as I am all ears. And thank you for watching.